A good morning routine will change your life. So let's take a look at how they've evolved over the last 100 years. I'm going to try the morning routines from each decade so we can find out the good, the bad, the toxic, what should have stayed and what should have gone, how impactful are morning routines, and what should yours look like. Starting with the roaring 1920s. Times were changing for women. Women's interests and abilities were recognized outside of the household. However, most women were still homemakers. A woman's morning started nice and early, rising with the sun, so you would not be seen as lazy. Followed by a warm cup of water, a spoonful of olive oil, and lemon juice, as recommended by some physicians. That's pretty gross sounding in my opinion. We saw women beauty standards change with an increased focus on cleanliness and a fascination with a youthful look. Bathing regularly became normal, and the morning skincare routine was rather simple but one of the main components in the evolution of the morning routine. Women wash their faces with soap. Raw, harsh soap feels like a bit of a crime. I feel like this is just gonna dry my face out to no end. This would be unheard of today. Pat dry to not irritate the delicate skin, which I can imagine the soap would have done anyway. Feels like it's really stiff and all just shrinking. Yay. Before applying lanolin for a facial massage. This is the best lanolin cream I could find. I don't have just pure lanolin, which they didn't have all the random preservatives and things. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Anyway, it's got a lot of ingredients in it. I'm just gonna put this, wow, it feels thick. Wow. Massage was really important to get circulation flowing back in the day. My skin feels quite soft actually. That did counter the soap, but not in a natural way. Lemon juice was sometimes used to bleach the skin, as the white skin look was still very much sought after in those times. My face is stinging. Did it sting them back then? And vanishing cream was big. It's basically the BB cream of the day. It was a light foundation-esque situation to boost the complexion. My face is still stinging. And if a sheen wasn't wanted, powder would be applied. Exercise was encouraged to benefit one's complexion and figure, however, nothing too vigorous. Basically nothing more than a light walk or some household activities. So that's the 1920s. The simplicity of that routine is actually quite refreshing. However, the products used, I certainly wouldn't use them. It's a little bit too harsh on the skin, especially the lemon juice. The 1930s brought a subtle change to the morning skincare routine. Although multi-step skincare routines were brought in much later, there were specific products that women used to boost their complexion. Cold creams and cleansing creams were regularly used. I was able to find one of these. I didn't even know this existed. It smells like grandma. If you're a grandma out there, this is beautiful. Ooh, it's really smooth. This was definitely a step up from soap. As well as stimulating creams filled with really irritating ingredients to provoke redness thought to boost circulation. I've gone ahead and made my own stimulating cream. It has cinnamon, eucalyptus, oil, and some other stuff. Basically the kind of thing you really don't want to be putting on your face. A lot of experts at the time believed good circulation was the foundation of good skin. Oh, it's stinging again. Am I going red yet? I'm not sure about that one. My face does feel like it's on fire. That feels way too harsh, especially for my sweet sensitive face skin. I certainly feel stimulated. It was believed wrinkles were caused by a loss of fat in the face. A tissue cream or skin food, often containing animal fats or lanolin, was used to counter this theory. And here I have pure beef tallow. It was thought the longer you leave it on, the greater effect it would have. This feels so oily. Now I've gone from extreme dryness to thick animal fat onto my face. I hope my skin can handle it. Bathing and hair washing increased, and women were encouraged to keep a still face to avoid developing lines and wrinkles. Women tended to have more time in the mornings for more extensive routines, with less women in the workforce. The 30s in summary. My skin feels better than it did in the 20s. That routine was slightly more extensive. However, that stimulating cream was an interesting experience, honestly, but no. This changed quickly with the 1940s, finding more women in factories, munitions, and farms with the war. So a long multi-step morning routine was really just not practical. Those who couldn't upkeep previous makeup routines would opt for easy high updos, and a red lipstick was used to boost morale in the war effort. A cold cream was a must and would often be left on rather than washing it off. I don't feel like I really should leave it on my face. Now something just doesn't really feel right about that. Maybe it doubled as a moisturizer. It's equivalent to the feeling of leaving shampoo or conditioner in your hair and not washing it out. An astringent ointment was used to close pores, basically a really strong toner of the time. Toners generally are really stripping, and astringent scares me a little bit. And petroleum jelly was used under the eyes to reduce puffiness. It feels nice, but also also really oily, and what an odd choice. Who came up with this? Is it effective? I don't think so. Women were also encouraged to relax their faces, no squinting or frowning allowed, basically to avoid wrinkles. It was the natural Botox of the day. The Elizabeth Arden Youth Mask was popularized, basically the first introduction of electrical stimulation on your face that uses heat to boost circulation. Again, circulation is key. This procedure consisted of low-level microwave energy. Thank goodness for technological progression. Okay, the 1940s. In summary, not as bad as the 30s with the harsh products. However, an astringent, I do still love the simplicity of this, but not washing off a cleanser doesn't make sense. The golden age of makeup, the 1950s, where there was a rise in heavier makeup looks and bold eyes. Morning routines, however, were still quite short and simple, as women had less time post-war, with more and more of them entering the workforce. When it came to the morning skincare routine, double cleansing was common. Again, starting off with a cold cream. Thankfully, they were washing it off at this point. Then we go into cleanse again, finishing with soap. I don't know. Now my face is feeling dry. As well as face steaming, and petroleum jelly was the moisturizer of choice. This feels wrong. It feels smooth actually. It feels very heavy and thick. But if you didn't have anything better, I think it's pretty okay, except it is petroleum. I am a little bit concerned about pores and clogging, youth or acne. It was also the era where skin improvement cosmetics started to sell fast. Everyone was in search for the perfect youth preserving skincare. To summarize the 50s, I think this was a much better decade in terms of routine. There was not really anything stripping or abrasive. The moisturizer is questionable, the soap also questionable. Despite the normalization of women in the workforce, there was still a feminine desire to look and feel good. I just can't stop touching my face. It feels so weird. In the 60s, women desired healthy, youthful skin more than ever. It was more common to see multi-step skincare routines and women taking extra care of their bodies. Double cleansing was still a thing, starting with cleansing cream first, second cleanser with soap. And this was the introduction of the Dove Beauty Bar. Cleanest pores ever, also driest skin ever. Moisturizer, still heading in with some petroleum jelly being the moisturizer of choice. Skincare was now also chosen according to your skin type, and despite the desire for sun-kissed skin, SPF was introduced in sunscreen, as they learned about the connection with skin cancer and the sun. It was in the 1950s and 60s that the workout revolution started in California, and women all over not only focused on skincare, but exercise started to become a more important staple. However, walking was still the essential exercise of choice at the time. Natural minimal effort beauty was back in style, and vitamins were introduced into women's daily morning routines. Wow, I'm sure my face smells delightful right now. That's a simple skincare routine of the 60s. It's still pretty quick and simple. The double cleansing for me feels a little bit much, but maybe it was really effective. In the 1970s, the need for skincare boomed, with a greater emphasis on natural beauty. Anti-aging products were also becoming increasingly important. Cleansing cream, followed by an exfoliating soap. Times are changing. Cleanse, cleanse, extra dry skin, time for some toner. My skin feels like it's burning. There was also an increased demand for organic products, with the safety and manufacturing concerns related to acne created from cosmetics, animal testing, and possible microbial contamination. They would then go in with a moisturizer, then we're going to top it off with some SPF. More women were encouraged to exercise for health. Jogging and jazzercise became very popular at the time. Now this is a big one. The invention of filler. The late 70s saw the development of the first dermal injectable implant. Also, chemical peels that we are all so familiar with today were pretty aggressive, using two main solutions, phenol, which is toxic, and TCA, which is very aggressive. However, they were not widely used until the 80s and 90s. The 70s in summary. My skin feels quite soft, but it's still stinging. How did people with sensitive skin go with doing these kind of routines every day? The 1980s was an incredibly funky time to be alive, so I'm told. Fun hair, fun clothes, and the popularization of home aerobics by Jane Fonda. Wow, what a time to be alive. Exercise and self-care was increasing. The standard of waking up at the crack of dawn wasn't a necessity unless you needed to get up for work. With an increase in media, women were increasingly encouraged towards self-care. Tretinoin, a powerful prescription skincare product, was first recognized in the 80s for its potential treatment of aging, not acne. Acne cleansers also came onto the scene, causing a stinging or tingling sensation from irritating ingredients. I don't know why they really liked stinging products. There is this freshness to my face. I suppose they were told at the time, stinging is good. Toothpaste was multi-purpose and it used as acne spot treatment. It was cheap, affordable, and supposedly effective. I don't know how effective it actually was, but I feel so wrong about putting toothpaste on my face. I believe in the 80s was the introduction of the St. Ives apricot scrub. The exfoliating factor is deep. That is unfortunate for my skin. Next step, toner. Keeps getting better. This is what is really irritating my skin the most. Where was the research? Was it actually effective or was it doing more harm than good? And collagen was introduced to many moisturizers. They started putting collagen for anti-aging and for skin plumping. This feels so much better than Vaseline. The 80s in summary. I must say, all of the weird acne products were a little bit too weird for me. When I had really severe acne, I just don't know that that would have been it for me. Collagen moisturizer, huge win though. The 90s may have not been the greatest years of fashion, but it was certainly a transformational decade of skincare. As beauty retail skyrocketed, so did serious skincare. Olay, L'Oreal, Elizabeth Arden were coming out with more and more products with complexion performance-oriented skin treatments. Exfoliating your way to youthful skin was a common trend, with St. Ives apricot scrub being a staple in many homes. This is like putting sand on your face. Did people just grit through the discomfort for the sake of beauty? Let's make it more raw with some toner. I really 100% need moisturizer because I cannot stay like this. Exercise variety increased as more intense workouts were desirable to look and feel good. And with the acceleration of technology, it gave more time for oneself. 90s, still a bit much for me. I'm all for simplicity if I haven't already said it like 80 times. The 2000s, the years of proactive and tanning beds. Acne treatments at the time looked like sucking all the moisture out of your skin to ensure no clogged pores ever. Acne products really just boomed. Good old apricot scrub. This made its way through quite a few decades. In my teens, I was using this stuff all the time. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Using this every day, I would just not recommend. It is too abrasive. Non-chemical exfoliant isn't that great for your skin. Next step, toner. Hyaluronic acid moisturizers emerged probably to counter the newly found face desert epidemic. For all of those proactive people out there who completely burnt the skin off your faces, hyaluronic acid moisturizer was definitely here to save the day, and manufacturers began using antioxidants and skin energizing technologies to recharge. Despite the trend towards sun safety and an increased use of SPF products, it wasn't yet fully adopted. A long way we have come from face bleaching. We shifted away from animal testing and towards organic products. The choices were aplenty. More product availability and more steps just complicates a morning routine. The 2000s, I feel so much better about this with antioxidant serums and soothing ingredients, not the proactive. The technology and the science that was emerging in skincare, I'm really enjoying. The 2010s were not so long ago, and you can tell because that sounds really weird to say. This is where we really saw the fascination of morning routines take off with the rapid growth of social media. Learning from other people's experiences and how they successfully seized their days was in the palm of our hands. Skincare also boomed greater than ever, with the multi-step skincare routine growing out of control. Double cleansing was back. I'm feeling a little bit better about this one because we're not going in with soap. I'm gonna use my regular cleanser. It is 100% organic and natural. Then I'm gonna go in with an oil cleanser, followed by toner, sheet masks. Ooh, it's drippy. Eye patches, antioxidant, anti-aging serums. What do you reckon? She's golden. Acne products, nourishing glowing moisturizers that will decrease your age by at least 10 years, followed by an SPF you couldn't be seen in daylight without. There was a normalization of skincare procedures for your average woman, including facials and injectables. They grew with an ever-increasing number of people wanting big lips and preventative Botox, thanks to the Kardashians. The fitness industry was in full swing, with Fit Girl being the newly desired lifestyle. It wasn't uncommon to see people getting up at 5 a.m. to fit in their morning coffee, pre-workout, gym session, and skincare all in before starting a full day of work. Although this sounds like a lot, it sounds productive, and I like productive. However, I still can't manage to get myself up at 5 a.m. So 2010, so far probably my favorite decade, just because of the advancements in dermatology and skincare and the science behind skin. That was exciting. A long way we have come from the simple routine of cleanse, tone, moisturize. This brings us to now, the 2020s, the time where we've been told we can do it all, yet we have no time to really do anything, where we vicariously live through the lives of other people online to make ourselves feel hope that maybe one day we can fit it all in. Waking up at 5 a.m, coffee, meditation, the 20-step skincare routine that includes gua sha, 10 minutes with an LED face mask, double cleansing, facial massage, an ice roller, toner, anti-acne treatment, acne spots. This is quite a stretch further from toothpaste. Serums, at least 3, including the essentials minerals like hyaluronic acid, vitamin B, vitamin C, zinc, niacinamide to target our specific skin needs. More vitamins, more serums, eye cream. We can't let people know that we don't sleep. Is my skin happy? I think it's just confused. Then run out the door to the local gym for a 60-minute workout. Then shower to feel fresh and energized for a full day of work. Have I forgotten anything? Oh, also, we've seen an increased use in electronic tools just to make your life slightly easier. Light therapy, microneedling, and yes, the electrical stimulation of a microcurrent device. Wow, 2020, what a time to be alive. Also, preventative injectables are at an all-time high. It is rare to see someone without them these days. Wrinkles are bad, apparently. I beg to differ. I found myself in the cycle of doing all of these minus the injectables, especially when I was trying to clear my randomly appearing adult acne that had no intention of going anywhere. This was expensive and may have actually made it worse. So I simplified my routine using only organic products and doing the same thing morning and night. Cleanse, hyaluronic acid serum, followed by a probiotic moisturizer. And it worked. My skin is clearer than ever. I learned that my skin didn't need all the stimulation. The biggest impact for my skin was diet and lifestyle factors. I aim to focus more on de-stressing my life and setting up my morning with healthy habits that work for me over an extensive do-it-all regime. I think we have come a long way with skincare and morning routines, and wow, am I grateful for the access to information today and the variety of products that are available. In the last century, we have seen some weird things come and go, some trends cycle back around, and some amazing advancements. However, with an increased choice, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with decision fatigue. Less is definitely more. I think the biggest takeaway is the encouragement towards self-care. We are valuable and so worth looking after. The better we look after ourselves, the more we can invest in others. I hope you found this video insightful. Subscribe and check out this video right here where I experimented with red light therapy for an injury. And wow, I got some absolutely crazy results. So go check it out. It's really interesting. Okay, go watch it. Bye.